Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 says, "Therefore I say to you, do not worry about your life, what will you eat, or what will you drink, or your body, what shall you put on? Is life not more than food, and the body more than clothing?" I can't tell you how long of my life I chased after those exact things. What shall I eat? What shall I wear? And I mean, when I say that, I mean it in much more uh, depraved appetites than that. You know what I mean? At a very young age, I was poor my whole life, and at a very young age, I realized that I wasn't going to live that way. I said, you know what? I will never be poor. I will never be broke. I will never be a beggar. I will never walk around begging people for anything. I will always have my own. And I did. I started hustling at a very young age, man. I found myself out there, getting it. It was about getting this money and getting this and getting that. And I had this sense of pride that was so strong, and I thought that I don't even know how to explain it, man. I thought that by gaining those things, that it would make me feel better about myself. But the reality is, man, I was in misery. I was in misery my entire life. I always say, who but Satan can sit on the throne in the middle of hell? Well, I have. I moved into people's houses. I had so much drugs that, most of the time they had never even seen me anywhere near that much. So when I would move in, I would bring all this with me. It was just like this sorcery that just was so all-consuming. It would just take over the lives of pretty much everyone who was there. They would lose their jobs. Their relationships would be broken up. It was insane. It was a complete destruction. But to the people who were out there, everyone thought that I was so happy when I really never was. I always had people around me, but I was always alone. I remember sitting beside the railroad tracks off of Rodenberg Avenue, right off Irish Hill in Biloxi, and I remember having all this money, man. I was sitting in my truck, and I had all this dope, and I was just sitting there, and that very same question was going through my mind. It's like, is life not more than this? Why can't I find any significance in this stuff? I found the significance, but it was the wrong type of significance, and my phone was steadily blowing up, and I remember looking at it and thinking to myself, why am I even worried about this? Why don't I just drive in front of this train? I had thousands of dollars on me at that very moment. I had girls calling, my phone was blowing up. I had 2 girls waiting at the motel room for me to get back. And all I could think of was killing myself. All I could think of was putting a bullet in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't making me happy. In fact, it was sapping all the energy out of it. It was taking everything I had. It was driving me completely insane. You know what I mean? It was just like I was always on call. I was so lost that the misery was what was keeping me company. I was so used to being miserable that I was afraid to be happy. The Lord delivered me, Since that time, a lot of my friends have died. I mean, everyone listening to this, man, y'all know, man, I'm not even going to go through the list, man, how many we've lost. And I just say that, God spared me, and He spared you too. If you're watching this video right now, He spared you too, man. You got to know that's the hand of God protecting us, man, because He put this, this hedge of protection around us. And, Jesus says in verse 31, He says, "Therefore do not worry about what shall I eat, or what shall I drink, or what shall I wear. For after these things the Gentiles seek." So when we're seeking those things and we're trying to find this happiness that never materializes from this idol of sorcery that convinces us it makes us happy, when in reality it completely destroys our lives, man. I mean, we look around us and we watch everything we love be taken away, man. Our possessions getting stolen. People claiming to be our friends. They're not really your friends, man. Listen, they're not your friends, man. They're not your friends. They're there for what they can get every step of the way. I want y'all to know, man, if I've hurt you in any way in life, I'm sorry. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The Lord's really working in my life, working to change who I am from the inside out. I have an opportunity now where I'm helping other people, and it makes me feel, like I have a purpose that God gave me, a God-given purpose. I love you guys. I hope somebody took the time to listen. Peace.